Thursday afternoon. Headspace.
Amazing. And it's 8 incredible episodes.
Thank you.
I saw the first 2, and then my link expired, and then I couldn't get it to play. I got a new link, and then I melted down, and my wife said, "You're bringing tension into the house." So that's been my experience so far. But having said that, I absolutely loved the first 2 that I saw. And
here's the thing. It's my own. I blame myself. So I can have almonds. I'm okay with almonds, but all the nuts I'm bad with. So I go, I'll have coffee, and I go, can I have almond milk in it? And they
so
gave
it's
me
almost like
almond
you're
milk.
like a racist, but with just like nuts, right?
Just nuts.
Those are the. You stay with your own. You stay with the almonds. All these other ones, get them out of my house. All right. I get it. You're a peanut supremacist. I've never heard of that. I thought if you had like a peanut allergy,
No, that
like,
was it. No, I fancy coffee place, and they were like, well, we have an almond cashew blend that comes in. I can't have cashews. Oh. So I had that, and I took a drink of it backstage, excited about to go on, and I went, I got to go.
Like,
and,
how quick, when you drink that, how quick do you know? Is it like getting bit by a cobra?
Yeah.
Like you just know. You're like, all right, that wasn't good. I need the antidote.
Yeah, you don't get bit by a cobra and go, I'm going to wait.
I can do this
20
podcast.
minutes. I could do the podcast. I'm fine. My leg's all black and blue. And it's an Alec who co-created Barry. He's not a very effusive guy. And he was standing behind me, and Henry told this story where
Does that mean not emotional?
Yeah, he's
I'm not
Swedish.
smart, neither am I.
He's
listeners.
Swedish. He's Swedish, you know.
Okay.
He's like, huh. You
oh
know?
Yeah, I've done stand up. I've done stand up through the whole that whole region up there. Finland was the funniest one.
Why?
They were just sitting there. They were trying to solve the problem of the joke. Like I would sit there and I'm doing the joke, and it was just quiet and quiet and quiet. And then if somebody just finally goes, "Why didn't you just blah, 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 blah?" And I was just like, is that what you fucking guys are doing? I go, you don't need to solve these. This isn't like a self-help thing. This is just
Why
absurd.
don't you just kick your wife out of the house?
Yes.
Bury her in the backyard and say she went to her mother's.
Why don't you do that?
Yeah, so that was Finland, though. But I definitely noticed there was when somebody that's known for doing comedy gets to do some drama stuff, because for some reason they think that I don't know who the comedian was that screwed it up for the rest of us. I want to know who that person was, and also who the person was that fucked up so bad that we all actors now have to get there like 9 hours before you're going to get called. You just sit there with the fake mustache glued on your face. It's just like, who fucked up? Who fucked up? Fatty Arbuckle? Who was it?
Fatty Arbuckle just was always
was
20 minutes, 30 hours late.
30 hours late, so now they got to bring you in.
We got to get the Arbuckle rule. I want all these assholes here now at 7 a.m.
My worst one ever, I got called. I was like, I don't know, all the shows that I watch, you try to guess what was going to happen. And now, like, there's all these great shows.
They just dump it all on
and people
you.
just sit down. It's like the greatest bottle of wine ever, and you, like, shotgun it. You just, wow, that was amazing. And then, like, what else can I have now? And it's just, and I also I feel for, like, the amount of work that was put into this, because that's what happens with the fucking cartoon I'm doing, which just, I actually did a cartoon because of those getting called at 4 p.m, not working till 1. I'm like, dude, fuck this live action shit. I'm going to do a cartoon where I just show up in a baseball hat and sweatpants, and I didn't realize that it was like 90 times slower. And then the thing comes out, and people will watch it all in one night. That's great. When's the next season coming out? It's just like, you can't.
Well, it might as well just be a movie. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, put it in the theater.
But it was one of my favorite bits that I saw from one of those evenings at the Improvs, and he was talking about how he was the youngest kid in this big family and how strict the parents were with the older kids. And by the time it got down to him, it was, it was basically the only rule was no heroin in the living room. And then one of my favorite tags of all time, it was just like, Brian, you're not using one of the good spoons. And that was just like, for a clean joke and all that. I really loved it. I got to actually run into him and tell him. And I remember just talking to that guy and him just looking at me like, how the fuck does this kid...
Oh, my God. Remember Bob Nelson? That guy? There was a guy, Bob Nelson.
That's how they lived their life. I got a buddy of mine, Joe DeRosa, was opening for me. And, it was after the show we did in Boston. I got all my Boston friends, hanging out or whatever. And one of my buddies offered to buy a round of drinks. We're all ordering drinks. And my buddy Joe ordered a White Russian. And my friend was just done with him. And he came up to me, he goes, dude, what's up with your boy? I go, what's the matter? He goes, he just ordered a White Russian. And I didn't really think about it. I was like, he drinks White Russians. He likes, whatever that movie with the dude. He likes
Big Lebowski.
Yeah, he's a Big Lebowski. I didn't think of anything about it. And then the end of the night, I'm walking back with Joe, and he's just like, like hanging out with friends. He goes, yeah, that's cool. He's like, dude, one of your friends he was like really friendly, and he was like talking to me. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he just stopped talking to me. And it was just like, and it was all based on the fact that he ordered a White Russian. And we were well into our 30s, like late 30s, and this guy still, to this day, and I remember a long time ago.
I just don't trust that guy. I don't know anybody like that.
I remember a long time ago, he, for some reason, was giving the responsibility to watch the house of this married couple. And, of course, so he immediately has us all over there. And we're getting hammered. And he's taking care of the house. We went down into the basement, and there was some sort of faucet nozzle or something you had to turn on or off. And the lady left a Post-it note on it saying, you might have to turn it a little harder. My husband said it's a little fussy. And my buddy just went up and just immediately turned it with no problem at all. And he just mutters, this guy's a pussy. And we're in his house. And he just said that to his wife, just being, gentlemanly, to a woman. And then my friend just totally judged this guy that he was not a man. Like his man, like that's what I love about my friends back there. How easily you can lose your man card and you have no idea. And they won't even tell you why. They just stop talking to you.
Make me feel bad. And then, hey man, did you try the dessert? I'm trying not to eat anything bad because, the guys in the military are like, oh, fuck you, man.
Oh, yeah. No.
Just like, you're dieting now? And I'm like, they just keep you real.
I just go back harder at them.
I can't say
Well, I'm really trying to work on my man tits like you have. And that's the only way to keep them off you. Dude, I had another friend, the exact same party. He was telling this story. He's going, where are you staying? I told him the hotel I was staying at, and he was a construction guy. He goes, I worked on that. He goes, crazy story. We were putting a flagpole or something up. And he goes, the fucking cable broke. This guy was underneath directing. The cable broke and just came slamming down on this guy.
Oh, jeez.
And I go, Jesus Christ. I go, did he die? And he goes, did he die? He was in fucking pieces. And I go, well, what happened? He goes, guys were puking. Some people jumped in their truck and drove away. And they go, his dad was there. He had a heart attack. So we're all just sitting there like dead silence. And then he just out of nowhere, he goes, kid was kind of a douche. And then he goes, his dad was a good shit. And that actually broke the tension and everybody started laughing. And I just remember thinking, like, you couldn't teach somebody in an acting class how to take somebody to such a dark place. Yeah. And he sensed it. He sensed that.
It's a weird thing. But I don't know. Yeah, it's like.
I saw this cooking show recently, and this guy, he was doing something, this fucking guy's traveling. He goes, Boston, you come here for a beer and a beating. And I was looking at my wife. I go, you go to look at the foliage. It's just like, how many times did you watch Good Will Hunting before you went there to steam your asparagus that you felt you had to go that hard? It's like, there's also MIT, there's Harvard, tasty pudding or hasty pudding. There's a lot of you could go get some oysters. Beer and a beating. It's like, all right. I lived there for 27 years. I never took a beating. I walked away from fights and I was fine with it. Hey, you're tougher than me. Your dad was angrier than my dad. You win. I'm out of here.
Steam your asparagus.
Yeah, with your little poached egg on top of it. I fucking hate the Food Network now. They used to just have people there cooking, and they teach you how to cook, and then it became you had to have a personality. And I respect his cooking, but I blame that fucking Emerald Lagasse. He's the guy. I'm gonna fucking put some sugar, bam.
Yeah, right.
And he had a studio audience and a band.
I used to be the assistant.
There's a lot of that.
I want to know what else is.
I know.
Going
I'm too
on.
Jaded that I don't consider that groundbreaking. I'm just like, you guys wanted an episode off. I think the series regulars are bitching about their contract.
Yeah, exactly.
That's that guy, but we got to keep the train moving.
All right, so let's do something about that guy.
That guy, yeah. Guess what? You're starring in the show this week.
Guess what, asshole?
Yeah. You're carrying the show. And if it goes down, you never play a gardener in this town again, you piece of shit. Well, anyways, thank you so much for coming on.
Oh man, this was.
and
I feel like this. Oh, my head hurts. I'm laughing so much.
Good.
But no, it was great.
That's all my interviews want to be.
Oh, good.
I don't want anybody to learn anything about you. I just want to give you a break from the same fucking 20 questions. But I'm so happy for you, man.